Hey, Shweta. We
Hi.
have Shweta Padmanabha, who is I would say, dedicated single mother of two remarkable kids, um, a survivor of domestic violence, and a passionate entrepreneur. Beyond building her business, she has committed herself to strengthening the Texas community through politics. Oh my God, through leadership, through politics, and through your brave stepping into something more empowerment role. I would say, known for her resilience, empathy, and unwavering dedication, Shweta serves as a role model for countless families, inspiring others to overcome challenges, engage in civic life, and lead with purpose, which is so important. Her life and work reflect a deep belief in the power of community, perseverance, and creating opportunities for others. Not the last but not the least, she's a trailblazer who is carving a path for Texas politics. Shweta, welcome to Key to You.
Thank you. Thank you, Shruti. I'm so excited and happy to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
Love to see you. I was so excited to have you on my podcast. So really, thanks for that opportunity. So let's start with politics. What sparked you and your interest in getting more involved in local politics or even the community leadership, right? Was it a specific issue that was affecting families there or something from your own journey?
Yeah. So there's a little story behind this whole, the idea of me entering into politics came into existence. I moved here like 15 years back. To this beautiful city of Cedar Park. But I had a really painful life in the past with, being a domestic abuse survivor for a decade and kind of went through the whole cycle of trying to survive with my two little kids with absolutely no support at all. But long short, life brought us to this awesome community here, and my kids were still little and they started going to the public schools. They started using the libraries. They played in the parks and the community. They grew up amongst all these teachers, neighbors, community people who actually believed in them. And
right.
Fast forward 15 years down the road now, my kids are doing really good. My son is an Air Force officer who is doing his medicine in UT Galveston Med School with a full scholarship.
Wow.
And my daughter went to Harvard to do pre-law with a full scholarship. So I kind of felt that I owe a lot to this universe and to the community for us this great opportunity here. I'm so grateful, thankful to everything that has happened and followed through. At that point, like when my kids left the home, I became an empty nester. I was looking for a purpose, to my life.
Right.
And I started involving in more of the community activities, the city work. I was volunteering at the city board in the sales tax community development board as well. While I was doing all this work, I realized, man, I really like this. Probably this is something, it felt like a calling to me, all these community activities, the volunteer work. And I felt like I had a purpose every day to get up and back and do something.
Right.
Also, it was like a decision where I felt like, maybe, it's this way I can give it back to my community, like pay it forward.
Beautiful.
And that's where I think it sparked.
Yeah, I know that's so beautifully said. A woman who's going through a continual emotional and that kind of journey of where you're trying to figure out. There's too many things. I don't want to go in deep into it because you'll be conditioned in such a way, and you outbroke yourself from that. And look at you where you are. More power to you.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. So your birthday is January 26th. That's a Republic Day in India. So how do you celebrate it? I just really wanted to understand, do you have any Indian American fusion, like chai with barbecue?
So See, most of the times, I mean, when my kids were there, we used to go out and celebrate. But to the part of the Republic Day celebration, I used to be president of a local Indian American organization. It's IACT, which is Indian American Coalition of Central Texas. It's a civic engagement organization spread over all the Central Texas cities. And the main purpose was to kind of educate and engage our Desi community in the political affairs and civic engagements and all those things. So we usually, as a part of the IAC group organization, we celebrated the Independence Day and the Diwali celebrations and all those things. Republic Day definitely is also celebrated, but not as much as on a bigger scale like what we do for the Independence Day.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we kind of wish each other. It's a nice opportunity to kind of come back as a community, you know, like we are here, we are well integrated into the bigger community here. We still have our roots in India though. At least
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Still kind of, you know, this is our homeland, but that's still our mother to us. So I feel both. Yeah.
I feel like I belong to this place more than me growing up in India, because I landed in 2000.
Yeah.
And it's been almost 25 years for last year, right? Yeah. I know more. I lived more in the state, and I'm a citizen of this country. And I am so proud that how much this country has taught us, and, especially believing in ourselves, believing in what we know. And stepping up on that was the most important to me, and that'll live with me forever until.
I resonate with the same thoughts, and I believe so. And I tell my kids the same thing. For it's like a tree, right? For a tree to grow and spread its branches and become like as strong as it is, the roots are very, and those roots are my Indian roots.
Yes,
and that's where I feel like. Still rooted and connected. Yes, integrated into the bigger society community here, yet my roots still belong there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said. And that's a strong roots. That's a foundation.
And it's also the best of both worlds, right? This country has given us a purpose, a meaning to live. And that actually brought us to this stage where we could understand that and expand ourselves. Yeah.
Absolutely. Best of both, I would say. As a single mother raising kids, what's one of the biggest lessons you have learned about resilience and balancing, right? That you think more of the other parents can learn from you, especially in high pressure jobs, because we're not, the way here is like, you have a job, but you have another job after you come home, right? To take care of kids, get food to the table, right? So I think many parents need to hear this. So what do you think about your journey?
It's not quite the norm because, see, as a single parent, my role was double roles. I played the role.
Absolutely, not easy.
It's not easy at all. And people who know can empathy with that. And it's hard to raise a single kid, let alone two kids. And when you have a job, you need to take care of every bill, pay everything in the house runs with you, by you.
That's right, by you, yeah.
Whether it's the kids' fees or taking them to schools, all their activities, cooking for them, making sure everything is proper in the house, all the bills are paid, property taxes are taken care.
Right.
It's like I felt like there was no moment, like a dull moment at all in my life. It's like a constant marathon, like go, stuff. And
like a machine running constantly.
Yeah, and not to mention that I had a high pressure job as well. I have worked in the project program management domain for like almost 17 years, and with big Microsoft, Nike, Nokia, and currently I'm working with Apple. So. Expectation is a lot too for a person to deliver. So, practically speaking, yes, it was definitely hard. Many times I have, but I broke down but never gave up. That's the only
Beautifully said. Yeah.
So it's like I still had to continue. There was
Yeah.
no backup plan for me. There was
Yeah.
never a backup plan for me.
Yeah.
So it was just me alone and with my
Yeah.
kids. So I had to do whatever it took for me to kind of put the food on the table, take care of my kids. Over a period, I kind of, it definitely built that resilience, that toughness, whatever you say, that strength, inner strength to keep
Yeah.
going in me. But I realized with that journey, I realized it's not important that you need to be present like with everything for your kids, like attend all their activities, all their shows and blah
Yeah.
blah. No,
Yeah.
it's about giving
Yeah.
quality time to the kids. For
Yeah.
me, I probably wasn't able to attend every damn thing like they did, but
Right.
I was there. I was still
Yeah.
there. Whatever the time I could afford, I was still there. I was present and I spent that quality time with them. So,
That's important.
in my opinion, it's like, it's not something, resilience and all these things is not like a fixed state that you kind of, you come and say, oh, I balanced it and now everything is right and set and steady. I feel like
It's a continuous work.
continuous work, exactly.
Yeah.
You keep recalibrating at every situation, assessing what is important, what is not, priority. And, you juggle around the stuff and still get the
Right.
work done.
Right. Totally.
And I
But there's
empathy with the parents too who are going
Yeah.
through things, and all I can tell them is don't feel guilty. At times, there may be times you may feel guilty that you're not giving like whatever it takes for the kids
Right.
to make things happen. I
Right.
would say don't feel guilty about it. As long as you can spend that quality time with your kids, make them feel special, make them feel important, make them feel heard and seen. That's all
Yeah.
is important.
That's
to do.
all you need to do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't need you to sit down and do the math work with them because
Exactly.
what you learned and what they're going through here is totally two different
Yeah.
worlds that you're living with.
Yeah.
So here is one. This one is coming to me, and I want to ask. Now that I prepared for this, there are so many women out there going through this domestic violence or any kind of boxed in position, right? I mean, they're constantly being told or abused that you're not good or you're not this, you're not that. Many people are stuck because of children.
Yeah.
And that is one of the main reason they keep talking about. I mean, from all the interviews or like all the people that I've met, and that's what the one reason they keep saying. Do you even think that makes sense?
See, I cannot generalize this whole situation and tell you, okay, this is the right answer for that situation. What I can say is, based on my situation or some of these domestic abuse, kind of family situations which I've seen, I personally feel kids are more secure when they grow up with one single secure parent. We're seeing two parents, abusing, fighting, and that emotional toll it takes on them is a lot. To me personally, I feel I wouldn't have done it justice to my kids if I were still stuck in my marriage relationship, because my energy would have been used to kind of address the emotional imbalance, what was happening between me and my ex-husband, versus gearing that towards my kids. Mine was a family story where he just left to India completely.
Yeah.
He bailed out on us completely, which actually worked out in my favor because I was the sole person who was he left us in a very bad state. Nevertheless, I was the only sole decision maker there. So I was there for the kids. I geared all my energy towards raising them, focused everything. Like I completely dedicated my life to raise them, to channel every ounce of my strength and energy to focus on their needs, what needs to be done. And I gave them that secure, stable, even though I was a single parent, I think I gave them that stable life where they didn't have to come back home feeling to see some emotional turmoil happening at home. That's even worse, I feel. And as I said, it's like, it depends again on situation to situation. Luckily, I was able to do that because I was educated and I kind of
Yeah.
knew how to maneuver through the system,
Right.
even though it took a long time for me to reach where I am today. But there may be women who probably,
But you never gave up.
yeah,
You never gave up. You
that's,
you walked through to your, to
yeah,
where you want to become, right?
yeah. It's like from the time where I started to where I am now, it's a huge journey. Like my take home pay when he left me was 1,700. I was working in a research lab. So 1,700.
Mm,
My daughter's
mm,
daycare was 1,200 a month. My mortgage,
mm,
1,500. And let
mm.
alone all the other expenses. So you
Exactly.
can imagine
Right.
what stage
Yeah.
I've gone through.
Yeah.
My home came for a foreclosure.
Yeah.
God, I didn't know that there were days where I would take the kids to sleep. So
Yeah.
on safe houses, I depended on food stamps. Everything this whole system, government system does for the families. I went through the whole.
Right.
So
Wow. Yeah.
as I said, right, you will do whatever it takes to survive at that point.
I
And
agree. I agree.
and that's where I feel like that toughness, that resilience. My kids saw me go through all those things.
Yes.
They actually, I feel that they learned at a younger age what
What it takes.
what does
Yeah.
it take, and how they cannot be entitled, and they have to work hard, put in that effort to achieve everything. And that's, I think, you cannot teach anybody without that life experience.
You know what? That is, oh my God. That is so well said. And I know today, after 15 years, you're sitting here. I mean, you've achieved. I mean, you're a woman with power, an influential role in the politics. It didn't come. It didn't come without you getting up, doing, taking that one step forward when you don't even see the progress yet. That is the important thing. So more power to you again.
Thank you.
So walk us through what success looks like for your kids in your eyes. How do you guide them toward independence, education, and value? Any proud mom win moments?
Definitely. One thing I always brag about is my kids. I mean, people who know me here, my friends and family, they know it. I know that I'm really proud of them. I feel
Yeah.
like, to people, they say that, they come talk to my kids. They say, oh, you guys are so lucky. You have a mom like her who has done so much for you and blah, blah, blah. In my mind, it doesn't register that way. No, in my mind, it is because of them I survived. It is because of them. They inspired me to do what I am today. It's the wise word. They actually inspired me to become the person I am today. And I'm kind of grateful to God that He chose me to be their mother as well. They too are awesome kids. As I said, one is doing medicine and the other one wants to pursue law. So yes, they are good accomplishments. But above everything, why am I really proud of them? The reason I'm really proud of them is, yes, the accomplishments and all matters. But above everything, they both are the most kind, compassionate, empathetic children at least I know of.
Yeah.
And they understand, because they went through all this hardship. They saw me going through hardship. They also went through that journey. They understand it is the effort which matters and not the entitlement.
You know what? That is so important what you just talked about, right? Money comes and goes. Title comes and goes. I would say we're abundant. Let us be abundant forever. But then in natural journey, what remains is you, who you are as a person, and what your personality, what your beliefs are. That is so important. And go ahead.
No, that's what I feel like. They both are like, they work really hard. They are very confident. They understand what it takes. It's like telling, you don't teach a person to, you don't fish for the person. You teach them how to fish. And I feel exactly what I did as a parent, that I taught them how to fish. So they can go, survive in any situation. And I tell them, it is whatever life throws you at
you.
At you. You can always come come back from that setback, come back
Right.
from the situation and still make it. It's
Right.
never the end until you actually give up. And they are not built to give up.
Yeah.
They have my genetics. So,
I'm sure, I can sure say that very confidently after this 15 minutes talking to you that they know how not to get stuck in the rock bottom. There's one podcast session where Priyanka Chopra was talking about how her parents taught her is when you hit the rock bottom, don't stay there. The people who get stuck there is the problem.
yeah.
Everybody will get to the rock bottom, but how you pick yourself back up and keep moving, keep going, and keep achieving, you will get to your goal. You will achieve your goal. So
Exactly. That's absolutely on the dot, and that's exactly what I have taught my kids. And you talked about a proud moment, right? So, I mean, there are many moments, but one thing I want to kind of mention is, so my kids are they are very close with each other,
Yeah.
and they look up to each other for that comfort or sharing things and stuff. And I've seen when they talk to each other about going through when the other person is going through a situation and all those things, they talk exactly similar way how I tell them, never to give up, how to be resilient, and they tell each other similar words, how to persevere and not give up. And I listen to them and I'm like, okay, something.
Your heart smiles, right? I can
must be
imagine.
Yeah.
So let's go into your politics journey. So what's your top reasons for running in politics, right? Is there a particular problem in your community? Maybe a tech jobs, immigration, gun violence, family support that drives you into it?
See, my community here, Cedar Park community, is close to 90,000 population. I'll give you the two aspects of it, why I'm running. One main aspect of it is, I wouldn't say it's a main thing, but something which we definitely need. Out of 90,000 population, there's 18 to 20% South Asian population. And it's rapidly growing. But there is zero representation at the city office. There's absolutely no representation. And that's when I was started to think, there has to be something, And our mayor, Jim Penniman-Morin, he's a great person. He's one of the best mayors for Cedar Park.
No,
so I was talking to him about it, and he said, okay, well, if there is not, then why don't you think about it? Then, I said, okay, it makes sense. He's saying the right thing. I can't just keep complaining, there is no representation from our community. Somebody has to...
Somebody step up and play that role.
I said, okay, let me do this. Then I'll step up and take up this opportunity. That's one aspect. The second aspect to it is definitely this is a great community. We have the best public schools and all those things. And the city is growing so rapidly right now with the business economic opportunities coming in, so many people, influx of people coming in. The city kind of adapt to this new infrastructure expansion and growth and all these things. What I feel is, yes, definitely we want our cities to grow. We want, the business and economic development to flourish as well. But at the same time, I don't want to lose that community feeling here. That was the main reason I moved here to the city of Cedar Park, right? This whole community, preserving that family values, the culture, it's very important. Because that's where my kids grew up, and I want to kind of keep that going. And that's one of the main reason also I am actually running for the city council position.
I wish you all the very best for that. So again, I'm going to touch one last time about your single mom journey. But it must have shaped you one way or the other, even in how you think about politics. So that's the angle I want to get in how the families are getting impacted, whether it is education or funding or caregivers or just whatever that is. When you walk the life with something that you're looking for and you're stuck and you got that when you went through that whole journey and the process, anything in that whole journey which you felt like, being an Indian American or Asian American, there is something else that can be done more, and you want to take that belief and work towards that goal in your politics? I don't know if there is any or not, but just thought like, let me.
Yeah, definitely. So as I was mentioning about my life journey in a nutshell, right? So I went through the whole system. So what I feel is, if we didn't have those policies in place, whether subsidized lunch for kids, whether it be free public schools, transportation, public libraries, the parks, the recreation centers, everything the city, administers or governs, or policies are made. All those things actually impacted a lot, like for people like me. Otherwise, it would not be possible for like families like us to flourish. Like literally go in the public school system. They used all the resources the public libraries or the community would offer. That's how they were able to build this thing. And I the importance of those things. I, as a single mother, understand the importance of having safe neighborhoods. It's like I am responsible for 2 kids, and being safe in a safe neighborhood was extremely important. So
very important.
Fire, first responders, the triad, it's very important to have a safe neighborhood system. And these things, it mattered a lot, because I've gone through this system and I understand the importance of it. I feel like, yes, these are the things which most of the families need. Maybe not at the level I utilized it, but at some level, they need it.
At some level.
At whatever the levels, they need it. And that is where I feel like, I want to get into this politics to kind of, not many people are educated about all these.
Educated about it, definitely.
That's where I would make a difference, at least with the South Asian community, in trying to educate them, maybe engage them a little more with the city policies to make those decisions. Every little thing impacts us. It is not the presidential and the vice president election which will matter to people like that. No, that is the absolute for a real person living in a small city like Cedar Park. It is my city council election which matters, because those are the people. Something goes bad in my neighborhood, I have to call the city council or the mayor, not the president,
the president of the United States, right? Yes.
That is where I feel like people need to kind of get educated in this general elections, where they need to get more involved from a community perspective, from a city perspective. And I think South Asian communities are lagging behind that. And we need to, that civic awareness, that political awareness has to come up now. It's time. It's time that beyond making money, beyond surviving here, beyond raising our kids, there is something which we need to start integrating within the community, give back to the community as well.
Absolutely. Very well said. And I think it's so important to know that what happens around you in the environment, whether you call it politics or whether you call it community activities, it has an impact on you in your life, in your kid's life. So get that, politics and be aware and learn about it. Okay. That's very well said. So with upcoming elections, what are the biggest challenges you see for families, what you stand for, and how would you address as a candidate?
See, as I mentioned, my main agenda, at least I'm talking to my constituency here in Cedar Park, is definitely the safe neighborhoods, strong public schools, and supporting local business. Because I was in the sales tax board, community development.
Yes.
I understand how the system works within the city. And I realized Cedar Park as a city, we generate a lot of revenue from different businesses. But unfortunately, we are not retaining that much revenue. The reason being, people go shop elsewhere. And that's don't understand the whole significance of shopping local. If you stay local, shop local, because every dollar you spend in the city of Cedar Park will come back to the city of Cedar Park in terms of that. And that's
Yes.
the money which we can use for our children's schools, roads, parks, all these amenities. And it's a lot.
Absolutely.
There
Yeah.
can be plenty of things which can be done. And that's
Yeah.
definitely on my agenda. And above everything, as I mentioned, the economic growth, big time supporter of business and economic growth, but not at the cost of losing our culture, our community, and that part of the thing.
Definitely not.
I want to grow, but in a safe and sustainable way. So that's one of my bigger agenda for the upcoming elections as well.
I love it. I love it. So I would say let's forget about everything. So if you have to say one thing or maybe three things for somebody who's listening to our conversation today, what do you want them to take away from this conversation? Whether it is on the parenting side, or whether it is understanding the politics side, or whether it is resilience and how to not get stuck in a situation.
Yeah.
I want you to share your final thoughts.
Definitely. So I'll start with the resilient part because that's more closer to me.
Yeah.
What I tell my children, I'm going to tell to my viewers here as well.
Yeah.
I tell my children, life is never constant. It's always ups and downs. Just like you're happy, there may be setbacks during some times. It's like up and down. So if you hit that rock bottom, it's not a constant. If you hit somewhere in the low phase of your life, it's not a constant thing. It's a phase. Everybody gets through that phase. You will also get through that phase. It's the people who don't give up, just like you said, right? Those are the ones who will make it. And those are the ones who will come back successfully. And success, again, is not about how much money you make or whatever the other stuff. It's good. But how happy you are is the calibration for the success.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I tell people. Are you happy? Are you really happy? Whatever makes you happy. And that to me is everything you have accomplished, achieved. That's the bigger thing. And to the people, right? In parents who are, juggling and struggling with the day-to-day work and trying to make sure that our kids are focused and get done and are successful. I think in our community, at least the South Asian community, I have seen that our focus is so much geared towards making our children successful, which is good. I have done that, and I believe strongly in education as well.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a strong supporter of public schools. But all I say is, listen to your children at times. Not everybody wants to become a doctor. Not everybody wants to become a lawyer. Or not everybody wants to become a business person. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay if they don't want to do. But as long as you're passionate about what you want to do, have a goal. Or have a goal in life. Whatever it is, have a goal, a purpose in life, and work towards it. It's not like you're entitled because your mom, dad has earned money and like they have in plenty that you can go, enjoy. No, that's not life.
No. Yeah.
What your mom, dad has done is to them. You achieve in your own way and show it. And that's what I feel like as a parent, you need to teach them. Teach them to fish. Don't fish.
Don't fish for them.
That's one big thing, I think.
And we do such a big mistake, Shweta. I'm telling you, when I promised myself a little bit about me, I promised myself that I'm not going to have a kid until I know I can afford them, right? And I did not for 5 years after marriage. And the first one when I had, I was in a state where I stabilized and getting through that next step journey. Not that it was like a great month, but I knew that I can do a good job as a mom, right? I can give it. In my mind, I did not receive X, Y, and Z, and I want to make sure that they have all of those even before they ask. That's not the right thing to do. Nope. Now I'm realizing, a few years back, and I'm like, that's not right thing to do. Don't give them in a platter even before they ask you.
Exactly.
Majority of us do that mistake.
No, I'm guilty too. I have done that too. So as much as I sit here and say all nice things about my kids, I have done those. So I know what it is, because it's the guilt, right? It's like feel, oh, we have struggled so hard. Our children shouldn't struggle so much. So let's make their lives easier.
Yeah.
Life doesn't work that way. And that the setbacks which they encounter is actually good in a way because it will teach them a lesson. And if it happens while you are there at the watch, it's even better.
It's even better.
Don't worry if your kids are gone off track or doing things which you don't like. No, don't. It's not an anomaly.
It's a temporary.
It's a temporary phase. They will get over it. I feel as a parent, your part is to just guide them, support them, be there for them. If they fall, you are there for them. That's all they need.
Yeah. They need that emotional support.
And they need to fall. I feel they need to fall to learn that lesson. But as long as you're there to support them, guide them, pick them back, and show them the path, you're good.
That's all is
needed. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. All right, politics. Let's talk about it. From the politics side, what I would like to hear from you is a person who has zero idea. There's so many Asian community across United States, and the place that I live, I think it's like, I would say 30 to 40% around me are Asian community. I would say 50 plus families in the same subdivision that I live, right? But I don't know how many of us, including me, have any kind of awareness into, if I want to give back to the community, if I want to step into this, what is the first thing people need to do? How do they go about doing anything?
So I feel like, there is no set path that you have to do this, and then you will accomplish this. No. You can start small as, say, for example, you go be a part of your school board, local school board. Start attending those meetings, start what is happening in your kids' schools. What are the things impacting them in terms of funding, in terms of policies, where you get involved, help them. It doesn't have to be that you need to be a full-time volunteer or anything. No. It can be as minimal participation, but where you actually are involved to make some kind of a decision, right?
Some value.
Start doing that. Start involving in community organizations. Again, not the Indian community organizations. I'm not
I hear you.
But I feel that we have a tendency to gravitate, which is okay, towards our communities. And I feel it's time that we start.
I'm not one of them, just so you know.
No, I know. Feel that's true. I feel we need to start integrating into the bigger community. Exactly. Broader community. Expand your wings. You are not here to just be amongst yourself. Let's expand. Let's integrate into the bigger community. We are a part of this land now. It's time that we need to start owning up to that and start giving back, participating in local elections. Many of us don't go vote. Please, people, I feel like that's the biggest thing that, injustice you can do. If you're a citizen, please go vote. Not just for the bigger presidential elections, but
for every role.
Exactly. Every city, county, state, election, everything matters. Your single vote matters. What you feel or think matters. And that voice has to be heard. And that is where, maybe attending the city or town hall meetings, participating, voicing. You have to start somewhere, right? People who are interested, when you start somewhere, it will lead you to that path. You will start seeing more you'll start building that network. You'll start getting affiliated with those groups or organizations.
Right.
Start evolving more and more. And that's when.
And it may not be your calling, and that's okay. Then if it is your calling, then you'll find your path.
Yeah. And I feel like it's time, at least, with, I don't know about our generation, I cannot speak, but at least the next generation, right? Like our kids. We need people in politics. We need people in politics because that's where everything happens. And we need to encourage our next generation kids to start engaging, start involving from an early age into politics. The next level leaders to go, to be a part of this land. So that would be my message, though.
I really like that. This was so good.
I just wanted to add, I saw that Ishan's...
Ishan, my God.
I was so
he is a powerhouse, I'm telling you. He did inspire. I'm hoping when we release this podcast session that I had with him, many of the Gen Z community will start understanding, getting influenced by his speech, because he is a powerhouse.
Man,
Amazing.
Seriously. I was super impressed. I want our next generation kids to follow that. Not everybody, but at least even if we have a bunch of them, at least throughout the US. I feel it's a big accomplishment. Yeah.
Very, very true. And thanks for bringing that up, because I'm going to let Ishan know that we talked a little bit about him even in our podcast.
Tell him that I'm really proud of him. I don't know him, but I'm proud of him.
I want to do a little bit more of a series with you. We'll talk about it because this is such a wonderful message for the people and for the audience, and a good takeaways too. Let's bring more of these women empowerment topic in the future. So I do want to do some series with you. With that, thank you so much for being in KTU today, and
this opportunity.
We'll keep in touch.
Yep.
Thank you, Padma.